Welcome back, everyone. I am very excited to be using this channel again. So, to previous subscribers, thank you. Sorry, it's just been silent on my end. And to new subscribers, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm just going to leave this video up so that people know what this series is all about. So, let's get into it a little bit. If you follow me on other social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, then you know what we're doing is starting a new series, preaching the lectionary of the women in the Bible. I forgot the actual title. It's fine. So I'm going to take on this challenge of every week giving some kind of sermon about the women that are focused in each chapter of this book. So 52 weeks, which is fabulous. And it is broken down liturgically, so I will be doing that as well. The first one will be out very, very soon. I hope that you're here for it. So, bookmark, follow, all the things. Subscribe if you're not already. If you just landed on this, subscribe. So here's what things are going to look like. Each week, I, in advance, will read through the chapter of the book, look at the two stories. Sometimes I will connect both scripture passages. Sometimes I will just pick one of the two. Just kind of depends on what Spirit and I figure out and talk about. This first one, I can tell you, I am using both the Old Testament and the New Testament. I will probably do teasers on my social media, so, follow along there if you would like to. Kate J. Meyer is usually the easiest way to find me if you're not already there on any of those platforms. Why? Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because there are many stories of women recorded in scripture that never get told, that people do not know. The shirt that I will be wearing in this first sermon or homily, depending on length, is something called She Is Called, and that is a ministry of the Reformed Church in America, which is the denomination with whom I'm ordained. And each of these She Is Called series shirts lists several women from scripture who are inspirational in some way. And the number of people who do not know who many of those women are is another reason. So it's this book. It is people who do not know these stories. It is also little nuggets of truth that I'm now learning. That, for instance, the Revised Common Lectionary tells like a fifth of Esther's story. There's a lot in that story. We're going to get into it a little bit. So these stories are being told, and they need to be told. We are also in a season in which there are a lot of branches of Christianity, including in my own denomination. I'm very, very, very sad to say, and a little bit angry to say, where there is this resurgence of quieting women. We feel it broadly, right, politically, as women's rights over their own bodies are being taken away rapidly. It's happening within faith communities as well. Women's voices are being silenced again. Headship is being talked about in a way that was never intended. And so I am an ordained minister. I serve, however, as a chaplain and as a therapist. If you go back and watch any of those Mental Health Mondays with Kate videos, that's what that's about. And you'll see some of that therapist part of me come out as I do these. But I serve as a chaplain, so I don't have a church. I love to preach. I've always said I love to preach. I'm glad I don't have to do it every week. And so self-inflicting this is an interesting thing. I might pull in guests. There are some amazing. I have some amazing women ministers in my sphere, who maybe I'll invite them every once in a while to throw one in there. So who knows? It'll be an interesting year. Will I miss a week? Probably. I'm not going to tie myself. Here's what's not going to happen. I'm not going to tie myself to a specific time frame allotment. Some will be short, some will be long. Sometimes I get long-winded. I don't know. We'll see. It'll be a fun little ride. I am not going to commit myself. I mean, I kind of am committing myself to every week, but I'm not expecting perfection because that's just not real life. It's just not. Will it be recorded from multiple places? Probably. So, consistency, sure. Perfection, no. What I would love to see, though, is your comments. What do you think? What do these... Sorry, hit my table. What do these stories and reflections and sermons... I don't know if I really want to use the word sermon. I'll be preaching. Not sure it will really be like a sermon. Anyway, what do these stories raise up in you? What questions do they bring you? How do they impact you? And if you are new to this understanding or belief or conviction that women should be in ministry, and the ordination of women should not be something that we still have to talk about, right? It should just be. God calls who God calls. We don't get to judge that and say if somebody feels called. Anyway, that's I'm not going to go down that rabbit trail. So I hope that you stick around. I hope that you give a few a try. I want to interact with you. So leave me comments. Maybe a week or two we'll do kind of like a conversational situation. Again, with some of those strong women. I'm excited about them. So, yeah, some negativity I will engage. Some of it I'm just going to let be there because you know what? They're going to be there. People have been trying to quiet women from a faith perspective forever. And that's going to continue. We're just going to let those people go by. Those of us who want to learn about these women and how they still impact us today, we're going to be here. We're here for the ride. I'm glad that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here. Leave some comments. What are you looking forward to? Whose story are you excited to hear? Is it surprising to you that there are enough women in Scripture, enough stories in Scripture about women, that this can even be done, that this book was even written, that we can have this many weeks of sermon about them. So, weeks of preaching about them. So there it is. There's the why kind of and the what. And we'll see week to week how this goes. So I'll be back soon with the first one. Thanks, everybody.